Hello everyone, my name is Almond and today we'll be showing you the best settings for recording on OBS. For gaming, it's mainly for gaming, but right before we start, thank you all for 800 subscribers. And let's keep going to 900, then 1,000. And before this video starts, make sure to hit that subscribe button so we hit 900 soon. That like button and comment what you'd like to see me upload next and questions for the Q&A. I guess for the 1,000 subscriber milestone since we're this close. Alright, so I watched a video today on settings and honestly they were just most of the video was just talking about like it was wasting a bunch of time. So I'm gonna try and not do that and try and make it as short as possible so you can just watch it quickly and understand what you need to do to get the best settings possible for your computer. Alright, let's get into it. So there's general settings. I recommend doing dark theme since if you do this, it's gonna, oh, not that, I meant, since this is gonna burn your eyes, so just go with dark. Trust me, just click apply. Alright, so audio, I have, I'm changing my settings. I usually use Streamlabs, and now I'm using normal OBS. I just had to change settings for some reason. I thought I was getting like a weird thing for my recording, but now I'm switching back to it, so I think it should be fine now. But your audio, uh, so whatever you use for your audio, if what you hear in your headphones, so what you have as your headphone name, if you know it, say you have like HyperX, just use HyperX, and then it should say the same thing for microphone. You can also just click default, and it should just use the one that you use on Windows. Now down to video before we go to output and all the settings. So you may have a different resolution than me, but that's perfectly fine. So I have 1080p or 1920 by 1080. So that's basically the same thing. If you have something different, don't worry about it. I would say your base canvas is what your screen is. So my screen is 1080p, and the output is like what the recording is actually gonna be. So say you have a 720p monitor, right? Or just a normal 1080p monitor, or you have like a weird number. If you're not able to go to 1080p, I would just recommend going down to 720p. Because sometimes, depending on the editing software you have, you might not be able to render in that quality. So just go down to 720p or go up to 720p, depending on that, if you're not able to go to 1080p. Alright, so now let's go to downscale filter. So, obviously, it's basically just sharpening it, making it look better. So I just have it on this one since it's gaming. You can go higher if you wanna make it look more clear, but bicubic, I don't know, bicubic I think, and Lascos, I don't know how to say that well, but it's just gonna take more out of your whatever you're encoding with. So if you're playing games, it's gonna be a little harder on your graphics card or CPU depending on what you're encoding on. If you have a strong one, I would say send it. I would say go and do Lascos, however you say it. But then go 60 FPS. If you don't think you're gonna be able to do 60 FPS, I would say go down to 30. 30 is still fairly smooth, but 60 is probably the best spot, and just keep it on common FPS values. Alright, now let's move on to the main thing you're here for, output, all the settings. So this might look crazy because I have it like on master mode, but I'll throw it on basic since it's easier there. Okay, so alright, so there's two ways to be able to do this. So there's simple, and it just gives you everything you have right here. But then there's advanced. I personally like using advanced because you can just change all the settings and stuff. So let's get into this part. So type standard. This should just be standard recording path where your videos go on your hard drive or SSD. I would recommend putting files on your SSD. I would recommend putting them on your hard drive because you usually have more space on your hard drive. And then recording format. This usually depends on your editing software, but if most editing softwares are able to use MP4, so just go with MP4. FLV I think is better when you like if your computer like crashes while you're recording, you can recover the file, but MP4 is good as well. Alright, so the encoder now. Since I have an AMD graphics card and CPU, I will have AMD Advanced Media Framework. You may have Civic. I don't know how it's spelled. It's like MVEC. So that I would recommend using that if your graphics card is good. I would not recommend using your CPU because depending on your CPU, I mean sometimes it isn't powerful enough to be encoding like 1080p 60 FPS, like good quality, fast, and the gaming and like doing other tasks on it too. But I mean, if you have like a crazy processor and a crazy graphics card, I would say encode it on the graphics card. But if you do have AMD like I do, I think there's only one option for NVIDIA, but for AMD there's two. I would recommend the H265 or the HEVC one. That is the better one. And then you'll get this thing over here. So, the quality preset, I just have it on quality. And then you can have it on balance or speed, depending on what your hardware specs are. So now the rate control method, I would recommend CQP, and then iframe, and then pframe. Just have those on 15. You can go lower if you want it to look better. The lower you go, all the way to 1 is the better, and the higher you go, the worse it looks. So if you can't do 15, just go higher. If you can do 15 and you want to go even lower, go lower. So for gaming, I'd recommend keyframe interval at 2. And then view mode is just, it shows more. So if you want all the crazy stuff that's here, and you can see DirectX, Direct 3D, and like all that stuff, and you get all the settings and all that stuff. But I'd recommend just basic if you don't know what everything is, and you can just get this. Thank you all for watching. This is the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment what you'd like to see me upload next. If you have any questions about the video, make sure to comment that too, and questions for the Q&A that you have for me. Thank you all for watching. See you on the next one.